Okay. I know you're probably wondering why my face is blurred out. And well, my friend, that is because, y'all, I got something ridiculous on my face. Didn't notice it, didn't see it until halfway through the video. I'm just not going to record it again because we are on a time restraint like nobody's business. So here we go, y'all. It is what it is. Drop down the comment section below if you do not rock with the filter. It's just for today. Salutations, daydreamers, stargazers. If you clicked on this video, that means, baby, you found my spaceship. I am Josephine, your favorite celestial auntie, quiet as is kept. In honor of the beautiful women of color who come before us, humbly I open my vessel. For my first time flyers, though, do me a favor. Kick your shoes off at the threshold. Drop any carry-on luggage you may have brought with you. TTI is bad, okay? But I noticed you got something weighing down your shoulders, dragging down your back. Drop that down too. Look, don't look at it. We ain't got time for you to unpack what that is. Throw it in the cubby hole. I can't hold on to it forever, but I can hold on to it for this flight. Take it with you. Figure out what you're going to do with it later, okay? If you've been here before, you already know everything goes. Either way, y'all, welcome, okay? While everyone's getting settled in, let's go ahead and get some housekeeping out of the way. All right, if you have not done so, tap that notification bell so you can receive information on future flight plans. Like and comment below how TT is out here whipping this shit. Look, I've said it once and I'll say it until my dying day. I'm not here to make you do anything you don't want to do. Okay. But if you find yourself coming over here time and time again, it's because you want to be here. Okay. So go ahead when you're ready, when you're comfortable, when you feel like it. Tap the notification bell, like and comment below how TT is out here whipping this shit. Okay. So, with that being said, y'all, all the engagement, all the likes, if you're not really sure what to say, drop an emoji. You feel me? Do what you feel comfortable and led to do. All right. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I appreciate you for coming and kicking it with your TT because your time is a finite resource. And anytime you come and kick it with me, it's because you're choosing to. And I'm thankful for your time. Thank you. Also, Crusade members, look, thank you, y'all. I truly appreciate you so much. All right. Now we're going to get this schedule down, okay? Because my motto right now stands this video is going to come on Wednesday, close to Wednesday, or with Wednesday in mind, y'all. I swear it is, but we're working on it, okay? We're working on it. So I digress. With that being said, y'all, it seems like everybody's settled in. Let's go ahead and hop into our flight, right? Okay, let's do that. Go on, get in. Go on ahead, go on, get in. Get in. If you have the opportunity to check our itinerary, you know we're headed. We are headed to a time of missed curfews, a time of fresh driver's license, a time right before I got my first whip, y'all. And what did TT do? TT did something that got her in trouble time and time again. But I did want to share a little scoop of just like a little scoop of a story with you guys. And I don't know if y'all had the time to check a previous flight. I don't remember which one, but I mentioned that Burgundy Pontiac. Baby, we are talking about that Burgundy Pontiac today. Okay, so, TT is working on being long winded. I am indeed long winded. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into the story. Now, in today's flight, we're going to pull up on my homegirl Diamond, my Roly for Sholy, and we're gonna pull up on some guys that we knew. It was some dude from the high school and like his cousin, right? Now, mind you, I'm gonna keep it short and to the point. This episode is gonna be kind of short and sweet, or at least I'm gonna try to be. All right, so check. At this point in time, Oz is free. I'm doing what I need to dodge getting in trouble. Okay, I got my driver's license. So my people gave me literally one rule. Okay, I guess maybe two, maybe three. Don't matter. Okay, they gave me a couple rules, right? They were like, one, if you're using the car, make sure you're following all uh, rules of the road. which is fair. No drinking, no driving, like obs, right? Two, um, make sure that we are practicing safe uh, comings and goings. Check your six. You make sure ain't nobody following you. Ain't make sure nobody putting nothing on your car or is in your car waiting to nab you. Whatever the case may be. And then finally, make sure I make curfew. That's it. They didn't ask much for me. They did not ask much from me. And one of the running themes in my life, even up until recently, is my impulse. Y'all, my impulse control has landed me in some sticky, icky, dicky situations. And because of that, oh God, since recently, some stuff kind of boiled to the head. And it really made me think internally on who I am, what I desire for myself, and also checking um, my age. Like, I'm getting older and I desire to have a certain type of experience with people or I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I'm really not even sure what I'm saying with that, but one thing I will say is being introspective. There's just some things that I've decided that I want for myself. And I thought that I was reaching those things until I realized like there's still internal work that needs to be done. So any of you out here who on paper you're doing everything you need to, you got your job, you got your car, you got your place. If you got kids, you take care of them. If you're single, you're taking care of your business, but that internal work, you still find yourself in compromising situations or uh, landing in something that you didn't necessarily expect, or maybe you're disappointed in your delivery and how you handle whatever the case may be. Understand, like, as you get older, you do have to put the work in. So I guess it's me putting the work in, but I digress. So back to the end, back to baby Josephine, right? So, so here we go. Like I said, my parents gave me the three cardinal rules, y'all, the three cardinal rules. And I was like, okay, bet, basically. So as I mentioned before, once I got my car, I would run errands, I'd go do this, I'd go do that. And typically, once I got my driver's license, my mom and my dad made me their errand girl. And I was okay with it, okay? I was so okay with being the errand girl, okay? Josephine, go get me some milk, some stamps, and pick up my dry cleaning. Okay. When do you need me to be back? I don't have nowhere to be right now, but don't be gone all day. The moment my parents would say stuff like that, oh, it was over with. I was gone all day. I was gone all day. I was gone all day. And I came right when the curfew was had. And guess where I was in? Guess what I was in, y'all? I was in that burgundy Pontiac. My pops is ex-military and he kept his cars pristine. Okay. So that burgundy Pontiac was in good shape. I should know, I was driving it everywhere. But I digress. Anyway, moving on. So one thing about my parents, once I got my driver's license, they were like, boom, I need. And I was like, Roger that. Aye, aye, capitan. And so boom. And typically, depending on who was free, I hit you up. Right when I got the stilo on what needed to be had, hey, I gotta go run some errands. You free? And if you were free, I'm pulling up. I think the longest it took to get to any of my friends was 7 minutes. And 7 minutes was pushing as if you hit every single light. You feel me? So, like, where you at? I'm on my way. Pick you up and we're gone until I got to be back. That's how it was, right? So, in particular, one day, I'm chopping it up with Diamond and she's letting me know who's on her roster. Okay. One thing about Diamond had that body yaddy yaddy. Okay, she was hella intelligent and super resourceful. I will say that about Diamond. Super resourceful, even to this day. So I hit her up because at the time My homegirl Betty, who y'all met in the previous story time, she had moved away, right? So of all of my troop, there was Betty had left. She had moved somewhere else, but that didn't stop the show because if I was gonna come pick that girl up or if I was gonna go spend a night at her house, we was gonna do that. But I digress. So anyway, I digress. So I'm kicking it with Diamond, and she's like, give me the updates on who's on her roster, where she went during that last little grounding that I had for something silly. If you check the last story time, you probably know the gist of the type of teens that your good sis was on, right? It wasn't if anything, I'll say your girl was just naive, super naive on the dangers of this world. I'm just like, yes, and what? You want me to go down this dark alley with you? Away from everyone who can see us and da da da. Yes, and what do you want me to bring? A blindfold, a mask? Like anyway, I digress. So moving on. So like I said, we're parlaying, and she's like, yeah, there's this guy who I'm kind of talking to, and I'm like, who is the fella, right? Because just because, when you're in the high school, if you have the freedom to kind of move around in high school, it's nothing like meeting guys at other high schools, right? Now, I didn't get on this action too much until after we left high school, so to speak, because like I said, I stay grounded. But in the times that I did go and pull up places, da da da, booty boop, definitely had a blast. Met some interesting people, type things. But so, like I said, she's filling me in or whatever. And she mentioned somebody on the basketball team who she was kind of chopping it up with, right? And I'm like, tell me more. Now, for today, we are going to name this guy Basketball and his cousin or whoever he was, Hoops. Okay, so we got basketball and Hoops. So she was chopping it up with basketball. Now, basketball, he went to our school. He had his own brand of drama, who he was talking to, who he wasn't on the main circuit or whatever. But super cool, super funny, and he was best friends with someone I was in love with. Y'all, we get into look when we get into hold on. The Gatorade's right by you. I gotta make this quick. So it was a lot. It was a lot. So basketball was best friends with a guy that I was like head over heels for. It took a very long time for me to sever that limerence, that obsession. Baby, I wrote poems for this boy and everything. It took a really long time for me to get over this boy. But we're not talking about him right now. We are not talking about him. Okay, we ain't even gonna give him a name yet. So I am all ecstatic because, like, what's the tea? What's up? What's new? Like, I want to know all the deets. She was like, yeah, I'm chopping up with him, him and his cousin or whatever, Hoops. Um, they're going to be chilling solo, da 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 da. And, bing bang boopity boop. I'm like, oh, really? What do they want? Company or something? Because I didn't got the green light once again to use Burgundy Pontiac. And she's like, let me check in. Let me tap in with her. Da da da. She gets in contact with him, get the address, and this is before GPS, y'all. We did have MapQuest, but we did not have GPS on our phones. Like these phones right here did not have GPS on them. Okay, so you either had to Google on the like print off the directions. Okay, you either had to do that and then go page by page for the directions, or if you were fancy, you had a device that you attached in your car that guided you point by point. TD did not have the latter, but I definitely had the former. So what do? I print off the directions to this man's house or his people house because we don't really know to whom he reside at that evening. But so boom, we set up the game plan. It's probably like either Friday or Saturday night. I didn't got the green light to go. Now, the time comes, we link up, we get in the car. And one thing about me that is so it is like it's a gift and a curse. The level of confidence that I'll exude when we're up to something is up here. Okay? I am so confident that I know what we're doing, what the game plan is, how to get there, how to come back. And she's like, okay, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we get in the car, bing, bang, boom. Now, um, I don't know if I brought the directions with me or due to my hubris, I tried to memorize the directions and then go. I promise y'all, like, I don't know why I'm like this, but instead of making sure and confirming that I know where I'm going, I'll do this little, y'all, it's bad. Okay. So for whatever reason, I either do or don't print off the directions or I write them down or I take pictures of them. Whatever I end up doing, I do it. We hop in the car. We are jamming. Okay. This is probably during the era of I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears, but I'm scared of loving you. A shamanama doopy doo 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 type things. This is around that it's around that time. It's around that era. Circling the bowl around that era and time, right? Just to put in perspective how old I am. So anyway, we get there and it's a vibe. I'm awkward, obviously, but it's cool. We get there, we're kicking it for a while, and I'm on a time restriction, y'all. I have a curfew. At the time, I think my curfew was like 11, maybe 30. And I think I got that 30-minute grace period because I kept missing my curfews. One thing about my parents, they put me on punishment because I missed my curfew. And I come back and I'm like, okay, I'll do better this time. Maybe for the next outing, I'll do okay. And then the next outing, baby, I'm late. And then it got to the point where I just got later and later and later. And then I graduated and I got later and later. And then they were like, look, no curfew, but if you come after a certain time, just stay out. Was the type of energy, but we weren't there yet. We weren't there yet. So boom, we're out having a grand old time. We didn't pulled up to whoever house we was at. Boys are looking like they looking. Now, basketball, he's not bro, but he is cool with a lot of my people. You know what I'm saying? Or he's cool with some of my people. And I know him. He knows me. Like, we've seen each other. He's come to the family home, etc. Like, that's how it goes. When like your younger siblings know someone, high probability you might see him at your house. Right. So, boom, it is what it is, right? Time is ticking away. You okay? Go spit. Make sure you go spit, okay? Um, so we're having a good old time, laughing, open mouth cackling, and time slips by basically. So let's say it's like 10:15 when I really start noticing like, okay, it's starting to get late. All right. So, 10:15, we got about not that much time. I'm up here trying to calculate it. We don't have that much time because you know how it get when you start jumping into a conversation, laughing, cackling. Um, 45 minutes goes by really quickly, so it's getting time for us to get up out of here. So we say bye or whatever. We hop on the highway. Now, how we got there, we took roads, like we took back streets. But because we were on a time crunch like no other, and I had to get her back home and then get back before my Girl, y'all, I'm speed race demon because I'm in the burgundy Pontiac. You know, it's got a little kick to it. I'm doing all this, almost hit a median. Allegedly, mom, dad, allegedly, almost hit a median, but I didn't. Thank the goodness. Because, ooh, anyway, so we're doing all this, coming and going. And like, because out here in Dallas, some streets kind of look alike. I don't know how to describe it. If you're driving, if you're not familiar with like your directions and you don't know like what streets go in what direction, if you're driving and you're going back alleys, you can get lost, y'all. Like out here, for example, one thing that I really appreciate and I like about the Dallas infrastructure, right? If you don't want to take any major highways, there is typically a street or a road that you can take that's either going to go parallel to the highway or it's going to bring you around to where you need to go without having to jump on one. So the directions, for whatever reason, gave me a way to where I went through the streets. But on the way back, I can't tell you where I was. To this day, I can't tell you where I was, but I know where I ended up. I ended up on 121. Okay, I ended up on 121 lost. I'm just going. And then when it don't look right, because we're on a time crunch, I turn around and I just go the other way, looking for a street that looked familiar. Y'all, I was so dag nabbit lost because I never used 121. 121 is a very confusing highway back then because it's not a major highway. Now, like, put it in perspective, right? Out here in Dallas, you have highways that are going to go north and south, and you have some that go east and west. 635, for example, will go east and west for the majority of it. 35 can go north and south, and then you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on which highway or byway you're going, it'll take you where you need to throughout the city. So I'm going down an unfamiliar highway aimlessly trying to figure out where I'm going. Okay. I'm trying to figure it out. So, long story long, it's getting later and later and later. Okay. So, when we leave out, it's probably like 10:45. Okay. 10:45. That means we got 45 minutes to get everybody home, which in theory, if I knew where I was going, they would have probably got us directly in the house by curfew. No, ma'am. No spam. No Sam. No. What ends up happening is 30 minutes goes by. 40 minutes goes by, an hour goes by, 2 hours go by, and now I'm panicked. And it's like, what do we do? My phone's her Diamond's phone is about to die, and I don't have a charger in the car, and my phone's about to die. So at this point, if I don't make a decision on how we're going to get back home, it's about to be a problem, right? Now, mind you, the night went well. Hoops was attractive. He was a little yellow bone man. Little yellow bone man. I don't think you're supposed to call men yellow bones. Let me start that over. He was a lighter complected gentleman. He was funny, super attractive, but I wasn't feeling it for real. I just figured we were just chopping it up. Not every time that you go on like you're going with your homegirl, it's you're supposed to link up with them and it's supposed to be romantic. That's something that I think that's something that everybody should be comfortable with, is having platonic friendships. It's something that I know at one point I struggle with it really heavy because it's like, you're cool, I'm attractive, you're attractive. Why don't you want me? I don't know if I want you, but shouldn't we want each other? No. The answer is no. You shouldn't want someone just because you find them attractive. There is a such thing as just having attractive friends. Now, look, I'm going to leave it there. but I'll digress. Anyway, so here we are in the car. I'm doing this because it's dark. I got my glasses on. I'm peering, trying to figure out where I am. Time is of the essence. My phone is on like 5%. So, anyway, so I look at her. I pull into the gas station. I look at her. She looks at me. And I'm like, okay, we have a decision to make. Your phone dead, and mine's about to die. I have no clue where we are. Not a lick, not a sense, not a da 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 where we are. You gonna call your parents or I'm gonna call mine? And she looked at me and I was like, you're right. Let me call mine. Y'all, it is easy, smooth 1:30 in the morning. What did I tell y'all was my curfew, y'all? Go ahead. Drop in the comment section what I told y'all my curfew was. Okay. Bling, 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 bling. And it took them a while to answer. And like calling, it dropped me down to 3%. So they got to answer the phone or we are toast, baby. So I'm like, bling, 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 bling. Seven. The whole time they did not answer. Phone is now to 2%. I put the phone down. I'm like, do I call back? And she's like, girl, I don't know. I said, well, I need to do something because I'm at 2%. So my mama called me back. I'm at the height of anxiety. And she's like, Josephine, do you know what time it is? And I'm like, Mommy, I'm lost. And mind you, huh? Girl, stop. She's supposed to be sick. At home, sick. So act sick, girl. Let me finish recording. Anyway, so the level of disappointment in her voice was like ringing through my ears. Mind you, I'd gotten, you know what I'm saying, it only been a year. I'd only been out on good behavior for a year. And here we are, double dutching in danger, double dutching with the danger. So um after that, my mom and my dad, they were like, where are you? I tell them what gas station and what highway. Why my daddy know exactly where I am? Why my daddy know exactly where I am? Y'all, they pull up on us maybe like 20 minutes later. Not a word was said. Not an ounce. Not a whisper, not a peep was said, y'all. They just looked at us with like the most disappointed look. And you know, I got my little lip gloss on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be cute. So they knew I was up there frolicking with some boys. Y'all, my mama and my daddy looked at me and said, it's too late. We'll talk in the morning. Just leave your phone in our room. Just leave your phone with us. And y'all, just like that, in trouble yet again. I bring this episode up because this is the type of teens that your TT was doing. It wasn't that I was just doing the most because I didn't even lose like my virginity until well into 18, you know. I was definitely of a legal age before. I'm sorry, y'all. Something's in my eye and I feel it. Okay. Damn it. Okay. So, yeah. This is just an example of some of the situations I always found myself in, and like a promise kept, got grounded, wasn't able to do something. It was something that I really wanted to go to, couldn't go to. Adito, finito, not doing it. But yeah, this, oh, and around this time, oh, is where I get introduced to university, y'all. University. Maybe the next story time, I'll kind of I kind of throw y'all a little situation, but y'all, it was a time for real. With the next episode, I definitely think we'll be diving into like the first vehicle. Because after I got all punishment for the umpteenth time, or no, oh yeah, something like that. Like after the disappointment settled and it was time for me to purchase my first vehicle. That's when we started moving into university, and life just kind of switched gears. So with that being said, like I said, I wanted to do something kind of short with you guys. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to do closed captions on my videos because they take so much time to edit. They really, really do. But with that being said, y'all, moral of the story, just do what your mama and them ask you to do. As long as it's not impeding on your safety or anything like that, just do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you're told in that regard. Because there's so many things that I miss out on because your girl was just out here stumbling. And even in my big age, I still find myself having these socially awkward moments that land me either not executing the thing I was supposed to execute or severing a relationship that I really wanted to foster, but I'm just out here being no good and a dirty dog. Uh, with that being said, y'all, I do have to go. My baby, she's just waiting for me to finish so she can get herself set up. And with that being said, y'all, I don't know how many times I'm going to say with that being said. So, with that being said, y'all, thank you. Truly, thank you for coming and kicking it with me. One thing I will say is it's definitely difficult to get through these series because one thing that I noticed is that there were a lot of good times sprinkled in with some very misfortunate times. And as we get older, we have to be able to take the good with the bad, right? It's not about the destination, it is about the journey and how we got there. So you may not always be the victor in your story. You may not always be the best person. You may have made a decision that altered the lives of so many people, yourself and others. If that happens, it happens. What we have to do is figure out who we are and what we ultimately want our story to be. And quite frankly, y'all, what I desire for myself is um, just to heal, y'all. If you hear any additional sounds, they doing the work on the yard outside. But that's it, y'all. I just want to heal, and I just want to provide a space for anyone else who just wants to heal to come and kick it. All right. Once we start getting to some of these story times, they are difficult. They're difficult because, like I said, I'm not the victor. I am definitely given villain energy. This face, a villain. Could you imagine? Oh, also, y'all, I decided I'm going to lock my hair. So this is what it looks like. I was told to, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Hold on, baby. But I I decided that I'm just gonna lock it up. So this is what we got so far. I wash it, but and do a little oil or whatever. But I'm just gonna let it do what it do. And once it starts to what do they call it? Bloom, blossom, bud. Once it starts to bud, then I will be that much more happier. Now, mind you, the technique that I'm using is definitely not one that I know other people may have, but I just braid the root down and twisted it to the end. It's gonna do what it do, and we just gonna do it like that. So, with that being said, y'all, for the umpteenth time, thank you again. I really appreciate you guys. Next video, look, episode 5 is coming soon. Tis all. With that being said, I keep saying it. Y'all have a good one. All right, y'all. So. Go ahead on your way out, make sure you grab your things. If some of the stuff that you found yourself pulling off your shoulders is unfamiliar to you or uncomfortable for you to make your peace with, go ahead and stuff it in that bag. You can do that too. Sometimes we realize things about ourselves and it's dastardly. Oh, it's dastardly. Take that, put it in the bag, and then just, even if you haven't gotten rid of it completely, at least take it off of you. You know? All right, y'all. I gotta go.
I am sorry, my mentor. I have failed you.